Okay, one of the questions on this practice review for Mod 3 is finding the area of this object right here. And so what we need to do is we need to visualize this as three separate objects. To find the area of it, we want to find the area of each piece. So one of the pieces we have is the triangle that's on the end. And if you look at your formula sheet, the area of a triangle is 1/2 of the base times the height. Then we have the rectangle that's in the center that we need to find the area of. And the area of a rectangle is length times width. And then we need to find the area of the half circle. And so what we're going to do is we're going to find the area of a circle and then cut it in half. So the area of a circle on your formula sheet, it says pi times the radius squared. And so in this case, we're going to take our answer, because we only have half a circle. We're going to divide it by 2 to find half of our answer. So like if it comes up to 10, we'll cut it in half and call it 5 and so forth. So we're going to start up here with what we know about the shapes. For example, on rectangles, opposite sides are going to be equal. So this is 12 on top. So that means that from here to here is also 12. Now, the information they gave us, they said this whole length from here to here is 23. So we have to find out what this length is right here, because that's our base. We have to do base times height. We can see that the height is 8. We see that given to us in the problem. But we have to use the information they gave us to figure out what this bottom line is, this base. So if from here to here, is 12, think about how you would find this unknown amount if the total is 23. If you had a 23-inch string and you cut 12 inches off of it, how would you figure out what was left? Well, it would be 23 minus the 12 that you used up. And so that leaves us with 11. So now we know that this bottom line is 11. So the area of the triangle is 1/2 times the base, which is 11, times the height, which is 8. And so we find out that the area of the triangle is 44. Area is always two-dimensional. It's always squared. So it's 44 yards squared. Two-dimensional, length and width. It's a two-dimensional object, so it's always, the area is always squared. Any area of any object is always squared. Then here for length times width, on this rectangle, well, we already know that the top of the rectangle was 12, and that means the bottom is 12, okay? And the side, it told us, is 8. So if we want the area is going to be 8 times 12, or 12 times 8, either way you want to go about it. And so we have 96 yards squared. Square yards, okay? So we've got the triangle and we've got the rectangle so far. Now we need the circle, and we're gonna find the area of a circle, and then we're gonna cut it in half. So up here, for a circle, it says pi times the radius squared. And so for this circle, we need to know what the radius is. And the radius is the halfway, right at the center. It's from the center to the edge, like that. Or to any edge, actually, any direction. But since we have this line, it's from the center to the edge. Well, remember, opposite sides have to be equal of this rectangle. If this side of the rectangle is 8, then this side of the rectangle is 8. So halfway across this, from the center to the edge, would have to be 4. The radius then is 4. So we would put in area of the circle is pi times 4 squared, pi times 16. Now, this problem specifically told us to use the pi key and not 3.14. You have to watch for that in your directions, okay? Use your pi on your calculator. 5 pi times 16, or pi times 4 squared, is 50.2654, whatever. And then we only want half of that because we only have half of a circle. So we're going to divide it by 2. So we end up with 25.13274. And the direction said round to the nearest hundredth. So we'll take that answer as 25.13. yards squared. Because we took this and we divided it by 2 to cut it in half. Alright, so now we know the area of each piece, so let's just add them together. We have 44 plus 96 plus 25.13. And so now we have 165.13. 165.13 yards squared, because area, no matter what it is, area is always squared.